Reading Nick Rekieta's plea deal, the state of Minnesota versus Nicholas Robert Rekieta petition to enter a plea of guilty. To the above-named court, Nicholas Robert Rekieta, defendant in the above entitled action, do respectfully represent and state as follows. My full name is Nicholas Robert Rekieta. I am 43 years old and a law school graduate. I've read, received, and discussed a copy of the indictment. I understand the charges brought against me in this case. Specifically, I have been charged with the following crimes: possession of drugs in the second degree, possession of ammo and a firearm in the presence of drugs, and child endangerment committed on or around May 23, 2024 in Kandiyohi County, Minnesota. I am represented by attorney Francis Herbert White III. I recognize that I have had sufficient time to discuss my case with my attorney. I am satisfied that my attorney has informed me of all the facts in my case. My attorney has advised me of any and all possible defenses to this charge. I am satisfied that my attorney has represented my interests and fully advised me. He then mentions he is mentally competent. He hasn't been ill and hasn't taken drugs or pills recently. Nick said, "I'm not currently under the influence of drugs or alcohol. LOL." Then there's some basic information about the defendant recognizing his rights and understanding the case against him. He acknowledges that if he doesn't plea, he's entitled to a jury trial. He acknowledges that a guilty plea takes the jury trial off the table. He knowingly waives his right to a trial. More procedural stuff, yada yada. He acknowledges people with prior records will face harsher sentencing and realizes his charges come with a maximum sentence of 25 years in prison. He acknowledges that there doesn't seem to be a required mandatory minimum sentence in this case and recognizes there could be post-release restrictions and responsibilities for the defendant. I realize I am pleading guilty to an amended charge of drug possession in the third degree. Stay of adjudication. Remaining terms of the sentence are under the court's discretion. The state drops all other charges. The cases against Kayla and April and what appears to be the firearm and child endangerment charges. Then there's more information about his rights to withdraw his plea. He acknowledges that no one has made any promises to him guaranteeing any outcome to him or any other party. He then acknowledges he wasn't coerced to make this plea. He acknowledges that if this plea is withdrawn by the defendant or court, he will be tried on the original charges. The defendant realizes that any post-plea appeals would be meaningless and a waste of the court's time. He understands the judge would not accept a plea deal from a defendant who claims to be innocent. He now will make no claim that he's innocent. I wonder how he'd spin that on his streams going forward. Here's some more information about his rights, and he acknowledges he could be deported if he's an illegal alien. I've heard rumors that Trump is revoking his citizenship and deporting him to Mexico to be with Ralph. Nick has to move into Ralph's house as a requirement of his probation agreement. Just kidding, guys. He then signs and agrees to the plea on January 24th, 2025. He will be sentenced on April 18th, 2025. So, you're probably wondering what I think his sentence will be. Well, I don't think he'll go to prison. He'll probably get 5 years of supervised probation with frequent CPS visits, no drugs or alcohol while on probation, routine drug and alcohol testing, and a suspended sentence. If Nick violates his probation in any way, I expect him to go to prison. If he violates his probation, I expect a 3 to 6 month prison sentence for the first violation. I'm not a legal expert, but this is an educated guess based on my knowledge of sentencing guidelines and familiarity with people charged with similar crimes. Thanks for watching. Check out Sean, Potentially Criminal's analysis of Nick Rekieta's plea. I have his video linked below.